Okay, let me discuss the first exam. The first exam has 11 problems, 110 points. 10 points are bonus, so I will count like 100 points. Okay. Uh, okay, the first problem we're going to solve the equation 3x cubed plus 4x squared is equal to 27x plus 36. Okay, so this equation naturally has two groups, the left side and right side. For the left side, we can factor out x squared. Then we have 3x plus 4. The right side, we can factor out what? We can factor out 9. So we get 3x plus 4. Okay, then we move this right side to the left side. And then you see the common factor 3x plus 4. You factor out the 3x plus 4, you get x squared minus 9. So by the zero product property, either 3x plus 4 equal to 0 or x squared minus 9 is equal to 0. 3x plus 4 equal to 0, then x is negative 4 over 3. X squared minus 9 equal to 0, then x is plus or minus 3. There are two square roots. Okay, so the solution set is negative 4 over 3, 3, and negative 3. Okay? So there are 3 answers. And this point, at this point, you cannot cancel 3x plus 4, 3x plus 4 from two sides because you don't know if they are 0 or not. You can only cancel non-zero terms. So if you cancel 3x plus 4 at this step, then you will lose one answer. And also here x squared minus 3 and minus 9 equal to 0. X is plus or minus 3. It's not just 3. Okay, so there are 3 answers. And the second one, solve the equation 2x squared minus 3x and minus 1 equal to 0. This one we cannot factor it. Any factorization with the rational numbers are not correct. So you have to use the root formula. The root formula is negative b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Okay, in this problem, a is 2 and b is negative 3 and c is negative 1. A, B, C contain the sign. Okay, so x is 2a, a is 4. Negative b is 3 plus or minus square root of b squared. B, negative 3 squared is 9 minus 4 times a times c, negative 1. Okay, 4 times 2 is 8. 8 times negative 1 is negative 8. Minus negative 8 is plus 8. So it's 3 plus or minus square root of 17 over 4. Square root of 17 over 4. Okay, so there are two solutions. The solution set is 3 plus root 17 over 4 and 3 minus root 17 over 4. Okay, the two solutions. All right, next. For problem 3, there are two parts. Problem 3, we are going to write each expression in the standard a plus bi form. So there are two parts, a and b. They are not together. They are separate two parts. So first you're going to evaluate I to 6 plus I to 4 plus I squared plus 1. I squared is -1, that's the definition. I to 4 is 1, it's a square of I squared. -1 squared is 1. I to 6 is -1. Okay, I to 6 is I to 4 times I squared. I to 4 times I squared is 1 times -1 is -1. So it's -1 plus 1 plus -1 plus 1. So the answer is 0. The answer is 0. B, -6 plus I over -6 minus I. When we do the quotient of two complex numbers, we're going to multiply top and bottom by the complex conjugate of the denominator. Okay, the complex conjugate of the denominator, -6 plus I. Here's -6 minus I. Its conjugate is -6 plus I. When we have a complex conjugate, multiplication with a complex conjugate, it is equal to ops value of the ops value of z squared, or the modulus of z squared. It's equal to a squared plus b squared. Okay, so here a means the real part, b is the imaginary part. So the denominator becomes a -6 squared plus -1 squared. Always like this. -6 squared plus -1 squared. The numerator, you have to really do the computation. -6 times -6, 36. -6 times I minus 6i. I times -6 minus 6i. I times I is I squared. I squared is -1. It's a minus 12i and minus 1. I squared is -1. Denominator is 37. 36 minus 1, 35. So it's 35 over 37 minus 12 over 37 times I. All right. Problem 4. Solve the inequality. So remember that if stuff is greater than or equal to a, ops value of x is greater than or equal to a, it's equivalent to either x is greater than or equal to a or x is less than or equal to -a. Okay, so you have to write this all word. Otherwise, I don't know what is the relation of those two relations, of those two expressions. You use all and something. Okay, so here let's separate. And when you break it into two parts, you will remove ops value. So here it is either -x minus 2 greater than or equal to 1 or -x minus 2 less than or equal to -1. It's -a. Okay, so here we move 2 to the right side. -x is greater than or equal to 3, or -x, move this to the right side, less than or equal to +1. You move 2 to the right side, +2. -1 plus 2 is +1. And we multiply this inequality by -1, it's x less than or equal to -3. Or this is multiplication by -1, it's x is greater than or equal to -1. Okay, so the solution set is less than -3, -infinity to -3, with the equal sign, so it's a bracket, or means union, greater than -1, -1 to +infinity, and that's the answer. Okay, that is the answer. And next, problem 5, solve the equation. Solve the equation. Remember, we had a similar problem. Whenever you have a radical expression, we always leave this radical expression solo in one side and other terms in the other side. So I'm going to move this 2 to the other side. By the way, you cannot do the 12 minus 2. 2 and 12, they are not equivalent. 2 is a coefficient of x. It is together with x. 12 is a constant term, so it's not 10x. Never. If I want to use 10x, I will put parentheses. Okay, so this is a multiplication first, subtraction second. And then we square two sides. Square. Square two sides. We get 12 minus 2x is equal to x minus 2 squared. So it's 12 minus 2x. This part is x squared minus 4x and plus 4. Plus 4. Okay, we move all the terms to the left hand side. It's 12 minus 2x and minus x squared and plus 4x and minus 4 equal to 0. Okay, so negative x squared plus 2x and plus 8 equal to 0. So multiplied by negative 1 is x squared minus 2x and minus 8 equal to 0. So x minus 4, x plus 2. We can factor this. So we get x equal to 4 or x equal to negative 2. X equal to 4 here, x equal to negative 2 comes from x plus 2 equal to 0. This is zero product property. Okay, and then we check for x equal to 4, the left hand side is equal to 2 plus square root of 12 minus 2 times 4. 2 plus 2 times 4 is 8. 12 minus 8 is 4. It is equal to 4, equal to the right hand side. Okay, that's good. But when x is equal to negative 2, the left hand side becomes 2 plus square root of 12 minus 2 times negative 2. It's 2 plus square root of what? 12. 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. Minus negative 4 means plus 4. It's plus 16. 12 plus 4 is 16. 2 plus square root of 16 is 2 plus what? 4 is 6. But the right hand side is negative 2. So this is not the answer. So the solution is it's just the 4. There's no negative 2. Negative 2 is not the solution. All right. Okay, so problem 6, solve the inequality. Solve the inequality. The inequality, okay, let's just write it in the standard form. So it's a 6x squared minus 6 greater than 5x. 5x move to the right side, left side. Okay, remember that whenever we try to solve the quadratic inequality, we're looking for the zeros first. Also, we make sure that the leading coefficient is positive. This one we can factor it. It's 3, 2, negative 3, positive 2. So this is negative 9. This is positive 4. So sum is negative 5. So it's 3x plus 2 and 2x minus 3 greater than 0. So there are two solutions, negative 2/3 and a positive 3/2. Okay, x1 can be this, x2 can be this. There's two solutions. It's greater than 0. Remember that when we have greater than 0, it will be either bigger than the larger solution or less than the smaller solution. So the solution set is it is either less than the smaller solution or it is greater than the bigger solution. That's it. If it's greater than 0, greater than the bigger solution or less than the smaller solution. That's it. If it's less than 0, it will be between them, between the smaller and the bigger solution. If it's greater than, it's either this part or that part. There are two branches. It's like this. So this is greater solution, bigger than it. A smaller solution, less than it. Problem 7. We solve the inequality. Okay, this is a chain of inequality, means you have to, the x has to satisfy both inequalities. So here there are two inequalities. First, 2 over x is greater than 0. This implies, or this is equivalent to x is positive. So you keep this in mind. X is a positive number. Then 2 over x is less than 3 over 5. They are both positive numbers. So when you flip positive numbers, positive implies 1 over a is greater than 1 over b. For positive pairs, a less than b, then 1 over a is greater than 1 over b. So we flip them, we will get x over 2 is greater than 5 over 3. And then we multiply this inequality by 2, we will get x is greater than 10 over 3. Remember, x is positive, so you already used it here. You already used it here. 2 over x, 3 over 5, they are all positive. Okay, so the solution set is 10 over 3 to infinity. 10 over 3 to infinity. Satisfy both greater than 0 and greater than 10 over 3. So, okay, problem 8. Solve the inequality x minus 5 square x plus 3 less than 0. First of all, we don't have any result like the following stuff. A times b less than 0, either a less than 0 or b less than 0. This is totally wrong. We don't have any result like this. Okay? None of the result will give you some conclusion like this. A product is 0, then either a is 0 or b is 0. That is a zero product property. But if it's less than 0, we don't have such thing. I never teach something like this. Okay, so what we do is the following. First, we find the zeros of this polynomial. So if you have x, fx is x minus 5 squared, x plus 3, then fx has zeros. You find either you let x minus 5 equal to, this is already product. Either first factor is 0, 5, or the second factor is 0, negative 3. So you have two zeros. Actually, this 5 is repeated 0. And then you label those zeros on the number line. So you have three intervals, left, middle, and right. And you're going to pick up sample point from each part. For example, this place you choose negative 4, this place you choose 0, this place you choose 10. Whatever, you just pick up any number from each interval, not negative 3 and 5, not negative 3. Okay, another common mistake is that 0 less than 0. That's incorrect. 0 is not less than 0. 0 is equal to 0, but not less than 0. Okay, that's incorrect. And here, you never choose negative 3 and 5 as a sample point because they are not in the interval. They are the endpoints. Okay, so I usually choose negative 4, 0, and 10. You can choose any other numbers. And then you evaluate f negative 4. F negative 4 is negative 4 minus 5 squared times negative 4 plus 3. Negative 4 minus 5 is negative 9. Negative 9 squared is 81. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. It's a negative 81 is less than 0. Okay, so the first evaluation gives you a negative number. F of 0 is a 0 minus 5 and 0 plus 3. 0 minus 5 is negative 5. Negative 5 squared is 25. 0 plus 3 is 3. So 75, so greater than 0. And f of 10. 10 minus 5 squared and 10 plus 3. 10 minus 5 is 5. 5 squared is 25. 10 plus 3 is 13. Whatever this product is greater than 0. It's a product, two positive numbers, positive. Okay, so because here's positive, here's positive, this is negative. So it means negative 4 comes from this left branch, left interval. So the solution set is -infinity to -3, excluding -3 because we don't have equal sign. And that's it. That is the answer. Okay, so never say, I saw many students say either first factor is 0 or the second factor is 0. That is totally wrong. We don't have that. Okay, 9. 9 says we're going to construct a right triangle with hypotenuse 13 centimeters and also the sum of the length of legs is 17 centimeters. Okay, we have a right triangle. The hypotenuse is 13 centimeters. A and B are two legs of the right triangles, and we know that A plus B is 17 centimeters. You must present the steps to find the value of A and B. You cannot just guess them or test them. Okay, and the hint is use a Pythagorean theorem. The Pythagorean theorem is A squared plus B squared is 13 squared. Okay, A plus B is 17, so B is 17 minus A. So you plug in here, so it's A squared plus 17 minus A squared is equal to 13 squared. 13 squared is 169. Okay, and then you expand it. It's A squared plus 17 squared. What's a 17 squared? It's 289 minus 34A and plus A squared is 169. Okay, and A squared, you have 2A squared minus 34A. You move this 169 to the left side, it's a plus 120. And we divide this by 2, we'll get A squared minus 17A and plus 6A is equal to 0. So A minus 5, A minus 12 equal to 0. So A get 5 or A is 12. When A is 5, B is 12. A is 12, B is 5. So actually there's only one triangle. Find the length of the legs. So the length 5 cm and 12 cm. Okay, so you cannot just give me the answer based on your memory. So I know that 5 squared plus 12 squared is equal to 13 squared, and 5 plus 12 is 17, and so that's answer. That's not correct. You must present the steps. Okay, it's problem 9. Problem 10, a copy machine. Okay, a copy machine can do some job in hour less than an older copier. They do together in 72 minutes. How long would it take the older copier by itself to do the job? Let's say, assume it takes X hours to do the job. The older copier, for the older copier. Okay, for older copier, it takes older copier X hours. It's a new copier, it takes new copier X minus 1 hours to do the same job. Right? That's from the assumption. Okay. 72 minutes. I already mentioned you have to use the same unit. You cannot use 72 minutes with hours together. 72 minutes is 1.2 hours. You have to use hours. Okay, and take X hours to do one job, then 1 hour it will take 1 over X portion of a job. For the new copier, 1 hour will do 1 over X minus 1 portion of a job. And 1 hour together, they do 1 over 1.2 portion of the job. So this is a relation. In 1 hour, this is older copier, the job done by the older copier. This is a job done by the new copier, and together is given by 1 over 1.2. Okay. Okay, then you do the you multiply the 1.2 times x times 1 minus x. And then this is 1.2x minus 1.2 and plus 1.2x is equal to x squared minus x. Let's move everything to the left side. So it's a 2.4x minus 1.2 minus x squared and plus x equal to 0. So you get a negative x squared plus 3.4x and minus 1.2 is equal to 0. So multiplied by negative 1 is x squared minus 3.4x and plus 1.2 is equal to 0. 1.2 you consider it as 3 times 0.4. Negative 3, negative 0.4. So this is a negative 0.4, this is negative 3, so negative 3.4. So it's x minus 3, x minus 0.4. Alright, so x is equal to 3 or x is equal to 0.4. This is not possible because we say that the new copier take 1 hour less than the older copier. So it means the older copier will do the job at least 1 hour. If the older copier can do the job in 1 hour, then you don't have 1 hour less. So this is not possible. So the older copier does the job in 3 hours. Does the job in 3 hours. Okay, this is problem 10. And next one, the last one, 11. How much water must be evaporated from 32 ounces of 4% salt? Salt, not slat. Salt solution to make a 6% salt solution. That is salt. Sorry. Okay, so when we evaporate water from some solution, the quantity of the salt does not change. So assume X ounces water should be evaporated. Okay, X ounces water is evaporated, then you still have 32 minus X ounces solutions, and those solutions has 6% salt, and the original solution is 32 ounces. It has 4% salt, and in this evaporation process, salt does not lose. We do not lose salt. We only lose water. So that's an equality. Okay, so we multiply two sides. This is a percent. We just cancel percent. We get 6. 4 times 32 is 100. So 6 times 32 minus 6x is 4 times 32 is which is 128. So 632 192 minus 128 is equal to 6x. So I move 6x to the right side, 128 to the left side. So it's a 4, it's a 6, it's a 64 is equal to 6x. So x is 64 over 6 is 32 over 3. Okay, so here is the thing. This number is just this number. It's not a decimal number. Whatever decimal number is not the real solution. It's just approximation. Okay? I don't allow approximation. In our computation, we will not always need the decimal numbers. This is a final answer. This one is a final answer. Don't use your calculator to get some 10.67. That is not correct. 10.67 is not correct. Okay, the answer is this. (32 over 3 ounces water should be evaporated. Okay, so this is the whole discussion. About the first exam. Try to do check this answer with your answer. If you have any questions, send me email. And tomorrow, I wish you do this exam again by yourself. Don't look at the exam. Don't look at the answers. Just do the exercise, the exam again by yourself during the class hour. Tomorrow I don't distribute the videos. So tomorrow there's no video. It's a time for you to redo the exam. Make sure you can reproduce the problem correctly. Okay, because the final exam may have similar problems. The final exam may contain the similar problems. Okay, tomorrow do this exam again. Make sure you understand all the steps. This answer should be 32 over 3, not 10.67. That is incorrect. Okay, 10.67 is incorrect. All right. Okay, so there's no video tomorrow, and do the exam. Thank you.